Good morning. Philip, can
Good
you hear
morning.
me?
I can hear you
This is
fine, Bernard.
good. This is Bernard Nomberg. I'm with the Nomberg Law Firm in Birmingham, and I've got my good buddy, longtime friend, Phillip McCallum, on the other side with me. He's in another part of Birmingham, and Phillip is currently the executive director of the Alabama State Bar. Philip, I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me this morning.
Good morning to you, Bernard, and it's great to be with my good friends. I look forward to visiting with you and your clients.
Well, good. I know that this is a new position for you, being the executive director of the Alabama State Bar. You have been in private practice for more than 20 years. I've known you for probably 20 plus years. We used to play softball together, and we were in the same building for a number of years. I know this is a new adventure for you. How's it working out so far?
Working out really fine. I would like to see you more. It's always great to have my shortstop available.
That's very kind. That's a long time ago.
It
Um,
was.
Philip, I know that you're winding down your private practice and getting full-time experience being the executive director of the state bar. Uh, Tell me, how did your job as being in private practice, a civil litigator, prepare you for the job that you're in now?
Well, it did a lot to prepare me for what I do now. And a matter of fact, that was sort of one of the big reasons why I took the job because, being a former bar president and having an active law practice, I really enjoy and love being around lawyers and kind of a passion of mine to have this opportunity to represent lawyers. I feel like in my career of practicing law 30 years of being a assistant district attorney, starting my own law practice, and then building it. I've practiced in a lot of different practice areas, and I say all that to say that I truly feel that experience gives me an opportunity to appreciate what lawyers have to deal with on a day in and day out basis, the difficulties, the exciting things, all that's wonderful. But I think that experience is something that I'll never forget. I will always appreciate. And I think that's a skill set that I can utilize in my new role of instead of representing clients, representing lawyers every day, 7 days a week.
Certainly, and I know you're going to do a fantastic job in this. Where I know, personally speaking, I'm very excited for the job that you have and for the position you're in. I know that Birmingham attorney Augusta Dowd is our current state president of the Bar Association. You've been working with her for the last several months. Tell us a little bit about that experience and what's going on.
Oh my goodness. Augusta Dowd is amazing. She is quite an accomplished attorney, but her intentional desire to be an amazing leader for our organization is something that we benefit every day. She and I have been real engaged in what we call the State of the Bar program, which is an outreach program where we have been to all across the state and will continue doing so during her tenure, that we both travel together, speak together about bar issues, benefits of the bar, and all kinds of things like that. She's done an amazing job and continues to do so. We're lucky to have her.
Well, I was fortunate enough to attend the program a few months ago, leadership with folks, attorneys all around the state, of which you and Augusta and many others spoke. And it seems, at least in my mind, the outreach that the state bar is currently doing, it may be unprecedented, trying to reach all the lawyers in our state bar around the state. And that's clearly evident in all the photos and the press that I've been seeing. So we certainly applaud your efforts to this point.
Well, that's great to hear because that's exactly what we're trying to do, and that is change a culture a little bit. The bar has always been a wonderful program for lawyers, but we really want to make sure that we bring it out to our lawyers all across the state and they truly understand some of the benefits and some of the good things about the Bar Association and how we can help lawyers in their everyday law practices.
Well, along those lines, share with us, if you will, what are some of the most pressing issues facing the bar and its members?
Well, it's a lot of things, as you well know. The economic change has been difficult for lawyers. Uh, you know, I think a lot of the funding for our courts has been difficult for lawyers. And, you know, that's one of the biggest things that we are trying to address in our state of the bar is court funding. Most anybody with a litigation practice has seen, you know, funding cut over the years. And that's one of the, I think, the biggest thing we're trying to deal with. And in studying court funding and what we can do to more adequately fund our courts, you know, the court system and the judicial branch is the third branch of government, of course. And constitutionally, we're required, and the legislature is required to adequately and appropriately fund them. And that's really has not been happening. A lot of that's because our state doesn't have a lot of money. And so the court system has tried to work really hard to be a little bit more efficient in how we practice. And along those lines, Bernard, and cut me off if I ramble or go too long, but when we really study court funding and how to improve that, I think the white elephant in the room is court cost. Court cost is something that has been spiraling. I know the State Bar did a study a few years ago, a PARCA study that indicated and showed that the court costs in Alabama are amongst the highest in the land. And it is really a difficult situation. It is becoming an access to justice issue to our clients. And, you know, we have a unified court system, but it's anything but uniform. You know, court costs from county to county vary. Why is that? And part of the reason is, you know, our system and our legislature allows local laws that can be passed locally, not across the board, to raise funds, to raise court costs in different areas. That's really difficult, and is, you know, when you're talking about funding the courts, you know, the court system takes in about $468 million in court costs and fees a year. Wow. But unfortunately, all that money, or a significant portion of that money, does not go to fund our courts. Therein lies the problem. So the court system has become a fee and fine based operation in which these spiraling court costs makes it difficult for our clients to achieve justice. But, you know, additionally to that, it's really difficult because so much of that money is going for other entities like the executive branch, areas that have nothing to do with the judicial administration of the courts and the operation of the courts. And that's a message that we are trying to get to legislators, to have judges and lawyers on the same page. And we're really trying to reach that to lawyers to make sure that they help us make sure that legislators understand how important it is that the money for court costs and court fees are being utilized to actually fund the courts. And that's I think our most significant message right now.
Well, hopefully it's being addressed at the state bar level, and I don't know the other levels that should be addressing it, but I know it's been an issue for many, many years, and hopefully under your guidance as well as others, it can be something that there can be a compromise or a solution, so it won't be preventative for folks. For example, in civil cases, the filing fees for a jury trial can run hundreds of dollars, and if the law firm or the lawyer who represents the injured party doesn't pay for that, then it's left to the plaintiff to bring it to pay for that, and that can be $400 to $500 to $600 depending on what county. But I certainly understand and appreciate what you're telling us.
Well, thank you. And it is significant because not only does that fall on, you know, it falls, it's difficult for the client, but it also is difficult for our lawyers because many times our lawyers end up having to carry that load on behalf of the clients, and it's hard. So. Yeah. Well,
let's shift gears for just a minute, Phillip, and let's talk about member benefits. Okay. I think I read, you can tell me better than anybody, how many members across the state do we currently have? And when I say members,
we have 18,311 members as of today.
Well, that's pretty specific. Thank you. And that when we say members, we're talking about lawyers who pass the bar who are I guess, in good standing with the Alabama State Bar as we speak.
That's right, and that Alabama is a state that it's a mandatory state, so that if you are going to practice law in Alabama, you know, you are going to be licensed by our state, and that's the way it works. You are required to be a member of our bar association, and we license you, and then we also are tasked with the responsibility of regulating ourselves.
But also, I think that one of the things that may be lost, Phillip, just because you pay your membership fee each year and you may be a section member, like I'm happen to be the chair of the work comp section this year, and David and I are members, et cetera, of that section. There's lots and lots of benefits of being an Alabama State Bar member, and I'd be willing to bet you that most folks really don't know what those benefits are. Let's talk a little bit about those.
Sure. Let me sort of grab about 4 of them and highlight them. There's a number. And so, you know, one of the most significant benefits is our Office of General Counsel. You know, we provide a free service where the lawyers that work there, and even though, yes, they are responsible for, you know, regulating lawyers, and yes, you can get in trouble if you do bad things, but they truly love lawyers and they want to help lawyers in their practices. They have a deep appreciation of how difficult it is in this day and time to practice law. And when practicing law, you have questions. And there's a free service where you can call and get a free, informal, confidential ethics opinion. And we last year gave approximately 3,500 informal opinions. And that is really significant and really helpful. So I think the message there is, if you're struggling with an issue that you think you may be in the gray area and you're not sure what to do, stop. Call the Bar Association and talk to the General Counsel's office. They really want to talk to you. They want to help you through that sticky issue that you're dealing with and give you a comfort level on how to address it. And, you know, it's really a valuable service. So that's one thing that's really important. The other thing, and I won't get too much detail, but just, you know, our programs, we have so many service opportunities. You know, we have 31 practice sections that people get involved in, and they can speak to people and talk to people and coordinate with people that do the same thing that they do, and it's very helpful. We also have 20 task forces, and we have 17 committees. Well, those are all great opportunities to interact, network, and get involved in things that you're interested with. So that's a very important, but just a sort of a specific member benefit. Probably one of the best ones that we have is one that's called Casemaker, which is an internet-based research deal that the bar pays for and the members get absolutely free. And for solo practitioners and small practices, that is really invaluable. We sent a survey around last year asking them how they liked it. We just got this overwhelming response. We love it. Don't do anything with it. Please keep us involved and give us Casemaker. So it's been a really good area that lawyers can practice. And let me give you one other benefit that I think is significant. There's a lot of insurance and disability and retirement, but one that's really interesting that we're able to make available really comes from the Huntsville and Madison County Bar Association. They have grandfathered in a health insurance policy with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, which is probably one of the best policies that you can get. So anybody practicing law in any area of the state can actually join the Huntsville Madison County Bar Association for like $150 a year, pay a very small administrative fee, and get health insurance for themselves, their family, and the people that work for them, as long as they're working more than 30 hours. I believe that's something we have online now. I may be misspeaking, and that may be soon to come, but that is a significant, amazing benefit that our clients, that our members have an ability to utilize. So those are.
Phillip, I'd be remiss. I thank you for sharing those highlights. How can folks? I'm sure most lawyers who are members, and even folks who are watching this who are not members, how can they get in touch with the State Bar to find out some of these programs that they may be eligible for, or to have issues resolved, those kind of things?
Yes, they can literally go to our website, easy to find, punch in Alabama Bar, it'll pop up. They can call us. The number is 334-269-1515. And if they tell Stephanie Oglesby, who was a receptionist, will answer the phone. She will direct you to where you need to go. We actually have a programs department, a members benefit department, and just let us know what you need. And I assure you that that my staff will bend over backwards to do everything they can do to help you.
Phil, that the Office of General Counsel, I know that we all lost a good friend in Tony McClain in the last year or so. I know that the bar is actively seeking to not replace Tony. That would be very difficult, but to find someone you want to address that for just a minute?
Yes, I do. We love our general counsel. We love our Tony McClain, and we are so sad that he passed away last year. And, he will be very difficult to replace. You're right. But he was a friend to every member of the bar, loved lawyers, and tried to do everything. And we really want to try to replace him. Augusta Dowd, our current president, has put together a search committee that is in place right now. And we will be taking applications for that position through the end of January, through January 31st. And we expect to receive a lot of very qualified and capable applicants. We would encourage any of you who know of a lawyer or know of anybody who may be interested to please make application. It's a very appropriate search committee, and we really want to, we feel the weight, we feel the burden of that incredible mission to try to replace Tony. So that is something that we are very anxious and excited about trying to do. And Augusta will be a great leader in helping us find the perfect person.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Philip. I want to mention my good friend Jim Hacking has joined us. Hey, Jim, thank you for spending a few minutes watching Philip and me talk about the Alabama State Bar. Go Jets. To Jim, Philip, I know from the Office of General Counsel, David and I frequently will write to get opinions during the year, and they have over the last 20-odd years provided invaluable guidance to our practice. You mentioned the different sections. As I said earlier, I'm the chair this year of the work comp section. We're trying to put on seminars around the state, 6 to 8 of them. In fact, we've got one tomorrow in Tuscaloosa. We've got one next week up in Madison County, just trying to reach more and more members and sharing a little bit of our information and knowledge about work comp. Casemaker, I use it every week, every single week.
Right.
David and I did look into the Madison County health insurance option. It just wasn't for us, but it certainly looks like a great benefit. Philip, and I want to thank you again for being with us and spending some of your time. In closing, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot for a minute. You've been in your job for a little bit less than a year, I think. Give us one highlight. Give us something you're looking forward to as you go forward with the State Bar and your position as executive director.
Well, it probably happened last week. The state of the bar. The reason I took the job was I understand it's a huge administrative position, and I enjoy that. But I'm really interested in the outreach. I'm really interested in going and seeing the members and talking to them. Last week, we had a chance to go to Conecuh County and Monroe County. They had an event for us, a dinner at the Evergreen Golf Course, Golf Club. And Augusta and I went. And, we had a chance to visit with them. They had a brief program that they had, and then we made some remarks and visited with them. And just to see the collegiality that group has, they're great lawyers there, and how much they love their clients, how much they love and care for each other. The members of the bench were there. Sam Welch from the Criminal Court of Appeals was there. They have an amazing program. There was about 25 people, and it was just really a special time. And I think when you really boil it down, those are the things that I'm really excited about this job. Those are the things and the people that are the fabric of our bar association that really tell us who we are. And that is what a significant highlight for me, and I hope to have many more.
Well, Philip, thank you for your service so far, and we're looking forward to your leadership in the years ahead. Thank you all who have watched us live today and those who will watch into the future. Again, I'm Bernard Nomberg with the Nomberg Law Firm in Birmingham. David and I can be reached at 205-930-6900, and we'll be back next Tuesday. And Phillip, I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Bernard. Appreciate you having me.
Take care.
Bye-bye.